Hello again. No big educational thing this time, just a little vinyl grape. Um, the Tone Poet spines. Now, the Tone Poet series is great, and I love it, and I'm super glad to have them. And fantastic sounding records. Very cool. Great presentation. But the spines are a disorganized mess. I'm just going to limit my complaint here to the gatefold Blue Note albums. So they've got Pacific Jazz and some other labels. Some of them aren't gatefolds because no session photos were available. But I just grabbed a handful of the gatefold ones. And, you probably can't read this unless you have incredibly sharp eyes. But just look at how these things don't line up. Now, I don't organize my records by record label, but if I did, or by series, this would drive me nuts. You've got, well, here, let's just start with kind of maybe probably like the most classic one. I would say that Kenny Burrell introducing Kenny Burrell. Nice looking spine here. We got the original Blue Note catalog number at the top. So BN 1523. Then we got Kenny Burrell and then a dash and the name of the album introducing Kenny Burrell, and down in the bottom Blue Note, and then underneath that at the very bottom we have like whatever the modern Blue Note catalog number is, B00299774-01. Okay, great. So it's I don't know why I'm holding this up for you, but it's a nod to the original layout of these things. Old school catalog number at the top, artist dash title, Blue Note, etc. Wonderful. Let's look at Paul Chambers bass on top. This one's stereo, so instead of BN, we got BST 81569. That's the correct stereo number. Now we have title bass on top, and then Paul Chambers, then Blue Note stereo underneath it, and then we have like the later Blue Note oval logo, the Liberty Records, I think Liberty Records era, and then the new school catalog number. So just to recap, in case you've forgotten, they do both have the old Blue Note catalog number at the top. Kenny Burrell, artist on top, dash, album name. Paul Chambers, album name, big white space, and then artist down below. They both have the Blue Note catalog number. Paul Chambers has the later Blue Note logo, the little oval rectangle deal. Okay, well, what else do we have? We got the Cooker, Lee Morgan. Now, that one is pretty similar to Paul Chambers. So now we can see the logic of this is that the artist name is centered, and then we have the album name. These are all going to be kind of vertically aligned at whatever distance, from the bottom of the jacket. So maybe we're into a good thing now. Further explorations by the Horace Silver quintet. Nope. Now Horace Silver's name isn't centered anymore. It's way up here. The Blue Note catalog number has moved down to the bottom. The new catalog number is at the top, and the oval logo has disappeared. And we've got a totally different font here. So these things are they're just a mess. Lee Morgan Cornbread. Cornbread is actually, it's Lee Morgan is in a different weight font than everything else, and there's just no consistency here. So that's it. Just a small gripe. I don't have anything deeper meaningful to say about that, but it would have been nice if Blue Note could have just picked a format here and stuck to it. Because again, I do see videos or pictures of people who like to organize all their records by series or by label, and it doesn't look good. This is not a good look. You can't read it. It's not a good look. But I mean, I will say, it's not necessarily historically wrong, because my understanding is that the original Blue Notes in the 1500 series, at least for a while, didn't have any titles on the spine. So fine, they're not doing it wrong. You know who's doing it wrong? Sometimes is the Acoustic Sounds Verve reissue series of the Impulse records. So here's what the original Impulse records look like. We've got a couple originals here. Again, these are not highly sought after titles, so these are pretty easy to find if you want to get some cool Impulse titles. So Impulse has this very canonical look, orange and black, everything's all lined up. And what you're looking at here is black spine, all gatefolds. You got the Impulse logo. You have the catalog number right here. So my Ray Charles here is mono, so it says mono A-2 or stereo A-1 in the case of my Kai and JJ record. And then you got the artist and the album title. Wonderful. So let's look at the John Coltrane Ballads release. Great. Knocked it out of the park. That's exactly lines up with the original Impulse jacket design. Curiously, the Ray Charles one, it doesn't, but it looks pretty close at first blush. But the problem is they've gotten rid of the original Impulse catalog number and replaced it with some modern catalog number, which again, it looks like the Blue Note one, this B0033210-01. I wonder what that is. It's on the front, which is nice. But as I'll show you again, it doesn't make for a very clean look. I don't understand it. Same thing with Oliver Nelson, Blues in the Abstract Truth. We just have sometimes they do it with the original catalog number in the middle here and no new catalog number, and sometimes they do it with a new catalog number in the middle here and no original catalog number on the spine. And then one that looks like maybe it would be wrong is a Love Supreme, because it's got this white spine, but that's actually correct. And they did this one right. So you've got the A77 here, and it's stereo with no new catalog number. But this is what you're going to end up with. Again, let me just focus this for you. It just is a real missed opportunity, I think, to, if not, reproduce the old one exactly, just pick something and go with it. You can see the Genius plus Soul equals Jazz and the Blues and plus the Abstract Truth and the Abstract Truth. That'd have been fine. That would have all been done like that. A lot of my Japanese Impulse reissues from the 70s. Sorry, I got to refocus here. They have their own catalog number, but they're all consistent, so it's fine. Small thing, just a petty gripe. What are your vinyl gripes? Let me know in the comments. Speaking of comments, shout out to George Lydakis for correctly identifying Grant Green Grandstand in the background of my last video. Anyone recognize this one? Thanks for watching.